Hi, everybody. How are you doing today? This is Paul coming at you live from the Dow Center, Portland, here in the office. And today is session number 9 of Wisdom and Practices of the Tao Bei, the new book that we have right here. So, this book is called Tao Calligraphy How to Heal and Rejuvenate Your Back, for those of you that are new watching this for the first time. And what I'm doing is I am reading through the book page by page with you and expanding on the wisdom and the techniques that are being shared within this book, as well as actually doing some practices. I'm here every Tuesday and every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So I encourage you to join me live whenever you can. Now, though, I'm going to cover some of the things that we have covered already, just a little bit to bring you up to speed. It only takes a few minutes to catch you up, and then we'll come in and start connecting to where we left off with, which is actually a very important part of this book. One of the things that I'm most surprised about with Dr. Master Shah is that when he shares the wisdom and practices of this book, he doesn't seem to mind sharing the extraordinary deep wisdom. It's a very, very high level wisdom when we stop and think about, uh, what has been put in this book. And if you've been watching the previous series, part of the series, you would absolutely know that. He is basically sharing what is the nature of creation and how does the nature of the human body work? How does the nature of our positive information in our field create good things in our life, and how does the negative information in our field create the negative things in our life? Truly remarkable when we stop and look at what he's sharing with us. And this week in this chapter, and the last chapter, excuse me, he talked about field and vibration. And he described how, when you're near the ocean, it creates a vibrational field. You feel good. The sun creates a vibrational field. You feel great. But what is most interesting, of course, is that we are a walking field, and that field carries both positive and negative information. And so he discussed that in chapter 4 of the book, Tao Calligraphy, The Way to Heal and Rejuvenate Your Back. And this week, um, I'm going to the second part of chapter 5, which was on what's called creation and reverse creation. And just this blows my mind that he is sharing this kind of wisdom, because honestly, this is the kind of stuff that the great masters in the mountains that trained for 5,000 years, they did not tell anybody this stuff. Okay. And he's sharing with us just freely. So truly remarkable. So welcome everybody. Welcome Mo. Welcome Sunlight. Welcome Terry. Welcome Lori. Anybody else who hasn't said hi, feel free to do so. Love you. Feel free to also click on the share button so as many people as possible can join this. My goal is to have 30 people watching this live so they can all get the greatest wisdom out of this. Of course, we're going to do practices like we always do. So it's a great, great, great opportunity. So let's go ahead and dive in here. And I'll share a little bit about, let's see if we can find, here we go. We're going to share the screen and see if it gives me the window I want. Yay. Okay, so here's where we left off at. And we're going to go back. So this here on the right side, you'll see the image. This is the Tao normal creation. Now, again, for those that are here for the very first time, Tao is a word that means source. So this is the normal creation of life according to this ancient wisdom. And what we see is Tao, or the source, is one. Tao is one. From one, two is created. What is two? Two is heaven and earth. And then last week we talked about how in the oneness there is a state, an energetic state that in Mandarin Chinese referred to as the Hundun. Welcome Anthea, welcome Serena. And the Hundun is a space of mixed chi. Chi means energy. And this mixed chi has Zhuo chi and Qing chi. the Qing Qi is the clean Qi, the Dual Qi is dirty Qi. So this dirty and clean energy is intermixed. And according to this ancient sacred wisdom, it just floats in the source for eons and eons. How long's an eon? Could be billions or trillions, who knows? But it just sits there in this condensed state, not separated. And then something happens. That part's not explained. And the clean Qi rises to form heaven, and the dirty Qi falls to form earth. Now, so we have from 1 comes 2. That's where the 2 comes from. So 1 plus 2 is what? 3. So 3 is heaven, Mother Earth, and source. And from 3, all things are created. This is the wisdom. And that's also, as you notice, the bottom of the circle. And so then this is where we left off at. So now we're moving into what's called Tao reverse creation, which is from 3 returns to 2. So Wan Wu, all things, returns to 3, which means all things, all creation, everything. On the reverse creation cycle, we're on our way back home, so to speak. We're on the way back to the heart of the source of the creator. And so the statement is Wan Wu Gui San, all things return to 3. San is 3. San Gui R, 3 returns to 2. R Gui E, 2 returns to 1. E Gui Dao, everything returns to 1. And you can see this in the image here on the left-hand side. It shows you Wan Wu at the bottom, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this is what's called the reverse creation cycle. Now, to remind you, the in last week, where did this creation cycle come from? Well, it was first spoken about in Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching. If you're not familiar with the Tao Te Ching, it's the second most printed document on the planet Earth behind only the Bible. It's imprinted in more languages than all of them as well. So, and it is not a belief system. It is simply a philosophy of life. And within that philosophy, this great sage, this great educator and philosopher meditated a lot. And in those deep meditations, this was the information that he received, that from 1 was born 2, from 2 is 3, from 3 is all things. What was not in this 81 verse document that was written many thousands of years ago is what I just showed you, the reverse creation cycle. That Master Sha received in his deep meditation. He asked heaven, okay, thank you for showing through Lao Tzu the creation cycle. What is the reverse creation cycle? And that is what has just been shown you. So let's go a little deeper with that. Make this a little bit smaller here. Okay, so 1 returns to Tao. Again, Tao is source. So together, the normal creation and reverse creation are a universal law of universal reincarnation that explains how Tao creates 1, 2, 3, and 1 Wu, which is all things, including, this is including all planets, stars, galaxies, and universes. And how 1 Wu, all things, returns to 3, then to 2, then to 1, then to Tao. So Tao normal creation and Tao reverse creation are profound. This, what has just been shared with you, as simple as it may sound to you, is the highest wisdom, is the highest philosophy, it is the highest science, and actually it is the highest practice, highest healing, and highest transformation. It is the highest realization, the highest enlightenment, and most importantly, it is the ultimate truth. Tao creation and Tao reverse creation are sacred wisdom and ultimate truths that will last for eons. Lao Tzu was able to express the normal creation to humanity in the Tao Te Ching. It could take a person decades or lifetimes just to understand the profoundness of Tao normal creation and Tao reverse creation. But in one sentence, Tao normal creation and Tao reverse creation are the ultimate creation and reincarnation circle, and for everyone and everything in countless stars, planets, galaxies, and universes. Not a small statement, right? This cycle, this circle. And you know what? If you've ever had the pleasure, the benefit of watching Dr. Master Sha, he repeats this creation circle. He repeats it, I would say, 1 out of every 3 times he's live. Have you ever asked yourself why? Why does he keep repeating it? The reason is very simple. Humanity needs to learn this. You need to learn this. He explains that this is the answer right here. He's like, keep giving you the answer. I'm telling you the way back. Now, I'll give you a little more flesh around this. One of the most important things to understand about this is in the creation cycle and in the reverse creation cycle, we are all in the Wanwu stage. We're at the bottom of the circle, right? Now, most people are going to go around the other way, okay? They're going to go around the other side. But what he's teaching us is where the elevator is located. See, we're at the bottom of the circle. Where's the elevator? Elevator's right here. But do elevators go sideways and around a circle? No, elevators go do, straight up. He's teaching us the way to get there faster. That's the purpose. That's the value of, for example, the Tao calligraphy healing field and everything that he's bringing forth to humanity. It assists each of us to facilitate a much faster return than billions and billions and billions of years. Okay. Also, when we look at how do we become one back with source? Very simply, we have to increase our frequency. That's the simplest version of how I can put it. We must raise our frequency. What's the next highest frequency above a human being? Well, that would most likely be a saint, a being of love and light, some that you know of. So that's why he would often guide the students. Chant Buddha's name, chant Jesus' name, chant God's name, chant whatever has a higher frequency and vibration than you. Now, Mother Earth, she's a perfect example of an unconditional universal servant. Her frequency and vibration is significantly higher than yours and mine. How can we tell? She's lived for at least 4 billion years. That's a pretty long time to be alive. She will also go through her creation process of becoming a higher and higher being of love and light. What's higher than Mother Earth? Heaven. Heaven is higher than Mother Earth. So remember the circle. From source is 1, becomes 2, heaven and Mother Earth. Notice the order, source, heaven, Mother Earth. What's after Mother Earth? Humans. What's in between humans and Mother Earth? Saints. So how do we get back? Follow the way of the saints. Follow Mother Earth, follow heaven, and get back to Tao. So he said this in different ways in different teachings. And this is why there's so much emphasis on raising our frequency and vibration, because this is how we find our way back to the source. And the elevator I'm telling you about is by bringing yourself, your personal vibrational field, to a higher frequency and vibration on a consistent basis. The book, Tao Calligraphy, and the wisdom within, the Tao calligraphies on the back and within, act as mediums or conduits through which you can more readily, more quickly increase your personal frequency and vibration. So let's go back in now and take a look at the next page. I would like to explain chapter 1 of the Tao Te Ching, Master Sha says. Chapter 1 succinctly summarizes the secret wisdom and profound power of the entire Tao Te Ching. Dao Ke Dao, Fei Chang Dao. Those are the first words in that sacred book of 81 chapters that's been here for thousands of years. This is the first words. Dao Ke Dao, Fei Chang Dao. The Dao that can be expressed in words or comprehended by thoughts is not the permanent or true Dao. Dao, Dao, is Tao. Dao is Dao, the ultimate creator. Ke Dao means can be explained. Fei means not. Chang means permanent. He's explaining the English version of the Mandarin Chinese. Next phrase. Ming Ke Ming, Fei Chang Ming. Anyone and anything that can be named is not permanent. Like if we can describe it, it must be permanent. No, it's always moving. It's always changing. So it cannot possibly be fully described if it's moving. So anyone who has been given a name is not permanent because the human path is Sheng Lao Bing Zi. For those of you, if you've never heard that, Sheng Lao Bing Zi translates to birth, old age, sickness, and then death. This is the cycle of the human being. So that is also not permanent, and accordingly, neither is your name. The arc of life for everyone and everything is Cheng Xu Hui Kong, which means grow and develop, remain stable, be damaged and diminish, and then disappear. So this is the arc of life. So if you have a rock, it grows, it develops, remains stable, it becomes damaged, it diminishes and disappears. Just about everything in creation has that functionality to it. He goes on to explain this is the path of everyone and everything in the yin-yang world. The next sentence, Wu Ming Tian Di Zhi Cui. The condition with no name is the beginning of heaven and earth. So the condition with no name, that's source creator, is the beginning of heaven and earth. The conditions with no name is Tao. Tao creates one, which is the Wu. Wu is another word for emptiness. So if you hear Wu world, Wu, W-U, Wu is a word that means emptiness, the nothingness, the space from which everything originated from. So repeating, the condition with no name is Tao. Tao creates one, which is the Wu or emptiness world. Tao is emptiness. Tao also creates the Yo world. The Yo world is the existence world. The Yo world begins with heaven and earth, which remember is two. From one is the source is the emptiness world. From the emptiness, existence is born. Existence is the yin-yang world. Existence is heaven and Mother Earth. That is actually the yin-yang world he was just explaining. So as I explained in the earlier chapters, Mother Earth is just one planet. There are countless planets, stars, galaxies, and universes, and the Tao Source creates all of them, as well as heaven, Mother Earth, and all human beings. Next phrase, You Ming Wan Wu Zhi Mu. This ones with names, the ones with names, this translates, the ones with names are the mother of Wan Wu. So what is Wan Wu? Wan Wu is everything. If it has a name, then that birthed everything that you can label. This is a cat, that's a tree, that's a dog, that's this, that's that, that's a star, that's a planet, that's me, that's Paul, that's you. That's all under the Wan Wu, the everything culture. If it has a name, it's under that, which is the existence realm. That's the Yo world, the existence realm. The Wu world is the non-existence realm. It's the emptiness realm. It has no name associated with it. This is what he is saying. Tian and Di have names. That's the Mandarin Chinese words for heaven and Mother Earth. Tian and Di, heaven and earth, are the Mu Qian, or the mother of everyone and everything. So heaven and Mother Earth are within the yin-yang world. Heaven and Mother Earth are within the yin-yang world, coming from the source, and within that yin-yang world, or the Yo world, is everyone and everything. Good. 2 creates 3, 3 creates it all. Next sentence. Gu Chang Wu Yu Yi Guan Qi Miao. Therefore, be permanently in the Wu condition. What is Wu? Emptiness, nothingness, that which everything came from. Be permanently in the Wu condition, which is Kong. Kong is simply another word for emptiness. In this condition, you can observe the profound Tao without intention or restriction or limitation. When one reaches the Qing Qing, the Chanting, pure, quiet, empty space, in their heart. This is key, in your heart. And what does that mean when you have this emptiness space in your heart, right? Clean, quiet, calm, peaceful. What does that mean? That means no me, no selfishness, no, I have to have this, I have to have that, no anger, no, just nothing bothers you. Okay, that space of emptiness is in alignment with the first inkling of the first feathering, the first beginning layers of creation. Because as soon as the woo world, the non-existence or the emptiness world, creates the world beneath it, the yin and yang world, the yo or existence world, in that yo and existence world is anger, me, you, mine, yours. Everything has names. That's in the world we are in. The idea is raise our frequency and vibration, get up to this level. How? This is what he's explaining to you. This is how we get there. Okay, let's go back in. When one reaches the Qing, pure, quiet, and peaceful condition in the heart, then one can go into stillness, which is called Ding, which means no me, no thoughts. And the Ding, relaxed oneness condition of forgetting yourself, you can observe the profoundness and the sacredness of Tao, of Source. This is a very advanced spiritual condition that is not easy to achieve. Next sentence. 正有一有观气照. Translated, be permanently in the yo condition to observe the vastness of the yo world. In this condition, one can observe the yo world with intentions, restrictions, and limitations. So to see Mother Earth and countless planets, stars, galaxies, and universes in your world, the yo world, a human's physical eyes, our consciousness, our knowledge are not enough. Using the most advanced telescope, it still takes billions of years for the light from the farthest star to reach our actual physical eye. And as vast as it is, the yo world is actually still limited. It has all kinds of restrictions. It has all kinds of limitations. This is what is being said in this sentence. The yo world we live in is very restricted. It has all kinds of limitations, even though it seems limitless. Next line. 气量志同去而一名同谓赤川. These two worlds, the woo world and the yo worlds, both come from the same source, which is the Tao, but they have different names. Both are profound. Next sentence. 玄智又玄中妙智men. The woo and yo worlds are both profound beyond profound, mysterious beyond mysterious, sacred beyond sacred, and unimaginable beyond unimaginable. The gate to all sacred teachings and realms. Okay, let's pause there. That's a lot to take in, right? So what is Master Sha doing? He's taking some of the deep wisdom from Lao Tzu's book, the Tao Te Ching, and he's taking it line by line and he's explaining it to you. Now, I want to give you an example of just how relevant this is. When he started talking about the Tao Te Ching about a year or so ago, a lot of the central leaders and master teachers were searching around for good books. And they said, what's a good book? What's a good book? And Master Sha only knows the good, Mandarin Chinese books, but they have to be translated to English for us English speakers to try to figure it out. Master Sha was not sharing what he's sharing now. So easily. So one of the people put in a link. They said, try this. And I clicked on it, and it was a link of 5 different authors who had dissected the Tao Te Ching, translated the English, the Mandarin to their English, and they put their answers side by side. It was literally like, this is the Mandarin, and then this English writer said, this is what it means. This one said, this is what it means. This one, no, this is what it means. And you're reading all 5 of them, and your head hurts, because there was maybe a 30%, 40% crossover on average, but there was about a 50 to 60% that they just weren't in agreement. They all felt it said a different thing in a different way. Isn't that interesting? And Master Sha, being the advanced spiritual being that he is, he would just ask Lao Tzu. His Lao Tzu's soul would come and he would say, what's this mean? And then he would hear what it means. He would write it down. And he would say, so many people got that one wrong. Because, he's not going to make it up. He's just going to go to the source. So the information that he's sharing in this book is profound. And if you're not familiar with his Monday live streams, it's at, I want to say 11 a.m. Pacific time. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. You have to adjust to your time. I don't know what it is. But it's recorded, and he's going through every one of Lao Tzu's chapters, 81 of them. And he's on chapter 10 or 11 now. And you're actually getting the direct translation of this ancient book, one of the most printed books on the planet, by one of the highest masters on the planet, who happens to be a lineage holder, because who's Lao Tzu's teacher, right? That he is the lineage holder of that lineage. So he has this ancient wisdom, and he's able to talk directly with the writer of that ancient sage book. And he's sharing it with us freely on Facebook every week. I'm praying it will last for the 81 sessions. That's 81 weeks. That's a lot to ask. I think would be very shocked if it did. But go there. Make sure you spend some time with Master Sha when he does those, because they're very, very powerful. Okay, give me a moment. Let me see how much more of this is in here before the next chapter. There's quite a bit. Quite a bit. We're not going to be able to finish this today. Okay. I'll do one more page and then we'll do a practice. So Lao Tzu explained in the Tao, in many chapters of the Tao Te Ching, that chapter 1 is the key to profound wisdom and power of Tao. Master Sha says, allow me to summarize the concept of Tao. First bullet point. Tao cannot be explained by words or comprehended by thoughts. Tao cannot be seen, it cannot be heard, it cannot be touched. The Tao creates the Wu world and the Yo world, which are the profound gates of wisdom, philosophy, science, culture, practice, and power for everyone and everything in countless planets, stars, galaxies, and universes. Next bullet is, the Tao has no yin, it has no yang, no time, no space, it has no image, no shape, no sound. Remember, it is simply clean and dirty chi in endless mixture, waiting forever until creation begins. Follow Tao, flourish, go against Tao, finished, end. What's an example of that? If it's freezing outside and you go outside in your t-shirt and shorts and you stay out there more than 20 minutes, you'll probably die. That's going against the Tao, because the Tao was a natural way. The natural way is, if it's freezing outside, you dress warm, you prepare. So going against the Tao means going against what is obvious and natural. If it's not the right thing to do, don't do it. Right? We don't want to create negative information in our vibrational field. So this is some of the ancient wisdom, as simple as it sounds, still very, very relevant. Next bullet point, Tao carries the 10 greatest natures, which are the greatest love, the greatest forgiveness, the greatest compassion, the greatest light, the greatest humility, greatest flourishing, greatest harmony, greatest flourishing, the greatest gratitude, and the greatest service, and finally the 10th quality is the greatest enlightenment. Now he does state those in Mandarin Chinese, but I'm simplifying it here and just stating it in English. Next bullet point, the Tao expresses its 10 greatest natures and powers as a Tao source field. The Tao carries source most positive information, energy, and matter, referred to as Shen Qi Jing, which we discussed earlier in this book, which can transform the negative information, vibration, energy, and matter. And the final bullet point, Tao is the ultimate creator, which is the highest soul. Therefore, Tao carries the highest soul power, which is Tao over matter. Tao over matter is the highest soul over matter. Tao over matter is the highest soul over matter. Soul over matter means a soul can make things happen to heal and transform and enlighten all life. So Tao over matter means that Tao carries the highest power to heal, transform, and enlighten all life. In one sentence, Tao is the way of all life. Wow. So honestly, this is very, very potent. The level of information that Master Sha is sharing in this book, truly to me, is nothing short of remarkable. Really, nothing short of remarkable. I'm always amazed when I'm looking through this book and I'm like, this teacher just doesn't seem to have any breaks when he wants to share the highest wisdom. He just does. And we are the most blessed, no doubt about it. Okay, so we're going to practice with this source calligraphy now. We're going to practice with one called Tao Light. Tao Light. And I'm going to bring this up here. Now, why are we doing this? Well, again, to recapitulate or to remind you, the book is called Tao Calligraphy, How to Heal Your Back. And he explains that this is not just to heal your back. The wisdom, the practices can heal every part of your life. Tao Calligraphy then becomes a field of which Tao Source resides in. So when Master Sha creates a Tao Calligraphy, he connects to the source, he channels the source pure frequency and vibration into the calligraphy, where it rests and remains until you connect to it and interact with it. So the calligraphy I'm going to bring up is called Tao Light. And we're going to practice with this. And what we're going to do with it is we're going to ask the most pure positive frequency and vibration that is resting in this field, that is resting in that light-filled calligraphy. And we're going to use the 6-power technique. What are those 6 powers? Body power, we're going to hold our hands like this, touching all 5 fingers. Sound power is the mantra. In this case, Tao Light is, you can interchange those. That's the sound power. What is the 3rd power? That is the visualization. We're going to see this light come to our area of request. What's the 4th power? Say hello. We're going to connect to the soul, to the frequency and vibration. Ask it to serve us. What's the 5th power? The calligraphy itself. And what's the final power is the breathing techniques. And in this case, we're going to breathe naturally. We're going to breathe light into our area of request. And when we exhale, we're going to exhale like a cloud of the negativity leaving, okay? We're going to breathe in the pure positive light. We're going to exhale the cloud of negativity. So everybody, 15 seconds, silently make a request, what it is that you want to receive healing for from this source calligraphy. Okay, so now I will share screen again. There we go. So you should see now this source calligraphy. And this is called Tao Guang or Tao Light. Very simple. Everyone should be able to follow it. We're going to touch all 5 fingers together in a minute, but we're going to start by connecting. So I invite you to repeat after me. Dear this source calligraphy, Dao Guang, the source light. I love you. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to receive your most pure frequency and vibration. I'm so grateful to make a request and have your light come to my area of request. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wonderful. So now what I want you to do is see the light coming from this field, because this is a medium of a field, and it will come exactly to your area of request. And if it's intangible, such as money or a house or a relationship, see it come to your heart center. Okay, I'm going to touch all 5 fingers together, and I will lead the mantra chanting. You can choose to chant along or not. And let's go ahead and begin. Dao Guang, 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 Dao Guang. Source light, 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 source light. The frequency that's coming off of this source field is truly remarkable. How can I tell? Well, aside from the bright light in my eyes, my eyes want to close because of the frequency. It's like, I'm getting tired, but I'm chanting. I'm moving my arms and my hands, and yet my eyes want to close. That happens when the frequency that's coming to us is so high. Source light, 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 source light. Continue tracing this source light field. I'll share with you any third eye images I'm getting. And what I'm being shown is that each of you, when we started this, that there was a channel of light from above your head. It looks like Star Trek almost, where the light comes down over your head and then down through your body. And I see that over all of you right now as we're tracing. It's going through each of your chakras, and it's actually going through your base chakra and down to your feet. So it's very likely the light is coming up from Mother Earth as well, but I can't tell because it's going all the way down to your feet. And there is some building that's occurring in the lower abdominal region. There is a gathering of light there, condensing of light. It's like a cloud, but it's like a thick cloud that's golden, and it's starting to form a much more thick presence. And the heart chakra for all of us is just like glowing. It's like somebody turned on a lighthouse almost. It's like going around in a circle, ooh, and it's just clearing blockages in the heart center. Very powerful. And at least one person is requested for their brain, because I can see it in the brain. And what I'm seeing is actually interesting. It's like little heavens animals and heaven's soldiers. They have their own light, and when they use it, it shines upon something that's negative information, and then they go about removing that negative information. So they're on a mission. It's like extra effort that is being done on your behalf. 2 more minutes. Thou light, 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 thou light. Coming to the end of this source calligraphy, and from your heart, offer your gratitude. You can offer your gratitude to the source or to the frequency and vibration of pure love and light within this source calligraphy. Wonderful. So please share in the chat any experience you might have had while we were tracing that calligraphy. You're also welcome to share anything about the wisdom and teachings that were shared with you today. For those that came in a little late, there was a little reminder up front about what was covered, and that included earlier today where we covered Shen Qi Jing, a few weeks ago, Shen Qi Jing, and then the field that was 2 weeks ago. Everything has a vibrational field, and Master Sha went in to explain how the sun has a field, the moon has a field, the ocean has a field, you and I have a field, and that can carry positive and negative. And then we went into last week, which was the reverse creation cycle, and I reiterated that this week, and Master Sha completed it by stating the bullet points from Lao Tzu's teaching, reading to us a direct translation from his highest understanding of what each one of those sentences mean. And truly profound, really, when you get it such a broken down, spoon-fed way. And now he's teaching us how we can transform that frequency and vibration through simply interacting with the Tao source calligraphy. So if you haven't already acquired this book, The Tao Calligraphy, How to Heal and Rejuvenate Your Back, I strongly recommend it. And by the way, there is somewhere near the first couple pages is a QR code which takes you to a page. Keep flipping over here. Takes you to a website, and up in the top here it writes out the website. So if you need to type out the website, you can. And at that website is an animation, and in the animation he has a calligraphy, and he has a silhouette of a human body and their chakras and light breathing in between the calligraphy and the chakras. And Master Sha has blessed that animation. So truly, basically free healing. Get the book, read the wisdom, do the practices from the book, work with the source calligraphies that are in the book, and go to the animations that have power put into them and heal. I mean, he makes it about as simple as you can possibly imagine. So thank you for sharing. I see Sunlight. She says, I feel so hot. Great. Thank you, Sunlight. And then also, Lori says, I experienced a bright light going into my throat and my heart. Is that the area you requested? Awesome. Yeah. For myself, I'm requesting to open my heart more so that I can let go of the me because I need to get into that space of emptiness, that space of to be able to really connect to the source, because that's what is being spoken of here. And I would like to shorten that round trip. If I can get instead of a round trip airline ticket, can I just get the rocket ship straight up? I'll take it. So that's what this teacher is bringing to us. And so that brings us to a close here for today. I invite you to come back. I do this every Tuesday, every Thursday at the same time. And every Wednesday, every Friday, Lori Frischkorn, one of our talented local students, and soon she'll be a certified teacher, so she can teach as well. But until then, she's able to lead practices. And she's leading practices directly from the book. So it's a great opportunity to continue to learn. Now, this is being recorded live onto both Facebook and YouTube. So if you're not familiar with our YouTube channel, go to Dow Center Portland and YouTube. Just type those two words in the Google, you'll find it very fast. And follow us on YouTube. We need to grow that area as well. And if you haven't already clicked the share button, please do so this will go out there and more people can find it. Okay. So thank you all for coming, and I will see you Thursday. Until then, have a great morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye-bye, everybody.